Coming up on this edition of the show, we meet Michael Limer, the new director at the Guernsey County Public Library. We get an update on Guernsey County projects from CIC Director Norm Blanchard, and we offer some retro TV2 featuring Sue Dodd from back in the early 90s. It's all ahead on this edition of Talk of the Town.
From the U.S. Bank Studios, it's Talk of the Town with Perry Baranich.
Hey, welcome to a brand new edition of Talk of the Town. We are coming to you where we always do at U.S. Bank Studio in beautiful downtown Cambridge. It's been a nice couple of days. It has been. We finally have some nice weather to go out and enjoy, and hope you're enjoying it as well. Well, it's our pleasure to welcome Michael Limer. He is the new director at the Guernsey County District Library. Good to have you on the show.
Thanks for having me.
And nice to meet you, too.
I appreciate it. Nice to meet you.
Okay, since you're the new director, then how about give us your background? How long have you been doing what you're doing, and where have you been doing it?
Well, I'm originally from Clarksburg, West Virginia, and that's where I kind of got my toes
Been
wet.
there.
Okay.
Been there.
That's where I started in the library field, and my wife and I moved up to Northwest Ohio. She was pursuing her PhD at Bowling Green State, and so we went up there, and I string together a couple jobs, so I took the job as the director at Ada Public Library in Ada, Ohio. If you know where Ohio Northern is, that place. So I worked there for about 10 years, and then I ended up being the director of the Cobblish Memorial Public Library in Fostoria. And we worked there for about 6-7 years. And but as I said, my wife is from outside of Marietta, and I'm from West Virginia. And we were trying to get back closer to family.
Closer to home.
So we've been looking for opportunities, and it's kind of really a Goldilocks story. Either it didn't work for me or it didn't work for my family. So, but Guernsey County, the opportunity came about, and it seems like it's a good fit for all of us. And so we're glad to be here.
Well, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to Guernsey County. And you're excited because you've reopened the main branch.
Yes. During the Great Recession, library funding across the state was really cut by about a quarter. And one of the things that Guernsey County did at that time was cut back on hours. And so Saturday hours disappeared from the main branch. And so once I came here, since we have a levy, one of the things, once you get a levy, what you want to do is return services to the public. I mean, they're supporting you. You want to give back. And so that's one of the first things we kind of looked at was trying to return Saturday hours. And for the main branch, what the problem there is that's where our Finley room is, our local history, genealogy. And a lot of people do that on the weekends only.
Sure.
And so if we're closed on Saturday, we're not being able to provide that service. And some of that material is the only place you can get it is the Finley room at the Cambridge location. So really, we were doing it to surface to the people of the state, and so we were happy to return those service hours.
Okay. I know we deal a lot with the Crossroads branch.
Yes, sir.
Is Cambridge unique in having two branches, or is that kind of common now?
Well, for a county-wide system, and you said we actually have 3 locations. We're at the Byesville location as well.
Yeah, sure.
So for a county this size, I would say 3 locations isn't that uncommon.
Okay.
Okay.
So what's available at the main branch? What can folks do? You said the Finley room.
Well, I said everything that's available at the main branch is available at our location.
Okay.
So this we're outside of, we still have books. We still have plenty of books. Yeah, I know a lot of people.
People still read books. I know people do. I know my granddaughter loves to read, and she loves to read books.
And especially for little children, to get the idea that books in their hands, there's something special about that. It really builds on for the rest of their lives. So that's really an important component of things. But no, people still use books. Still, people in Guernsey County and Ohio and worldwide, people still use books. We still buy them, and we still hope you come and check them out. We also have other services, more digital offerings. So we have, we're part of the Ohio Digital Library, where people can download material, download books, download audio ebooks. And so those things are free services as well. All you need is a library card, and they come right to your device, your Kindle, your laptop, your iPad, whatever you have, it works with it. So we have that. We have more something called Hoopla, which is more of a video service streaming. Sure. More television shows, movies, that kind of material, some music. So, and again, that's accessible. All you need is your card, and you can get right on there. And you can do that from home in your pajamas at 3 o'clock in the morning.
That's a very good service.
Yes, we're glad to do it. So people utilize a lot of people have transitioned to just digital only. Younger people and even older people. If you're taking a vacation and you want to take 20 books, it's hard to carry that. But you can take 1,000 books on your device and not lift any other.
But I still like a book. You know,
And
I
some
still
people-
like to turn pages. There's something that just never gets old doing that.
You said I'm old, so I still
I'm old,
I
too,
still like
yeah.
books. I have a phone, but there's no reason I want to read it. So I still like books. And instead, we will always have books. As long as there's public libraries, there will always be books.
I remember the days when there weren't cell phones.
Yeah.
I mean, but no, it's good that the library is one thing that's a constant, and that's so cool.
Yes. And one of the other things we do that's really vital for people is that we have access to internet at all our facilities.
Okay.
Wi-Fi, desktops, people, said, if you wanted to apply for a job at Taco Bell, you have to get online and apply most of the time.
Sure.
So, if you don't have internet service at home, or, especially you're in rural areas and your service isn't quite good, pop in the library, sit down, 15 minutes, you're done. And so we still provide a service. Lots of people still utilize that service. We're really the gap there between people who have access and people who don't.
You still have the summer reading program?
Yes, sir. It's one of the most important things we do. So again, what we were trying to do is we want to build that foundation of literacy. As a child, if a child doesn't read over the summer in the grade schools, they can lose up to a quarter of a grade level reading, and then they never make that gap up.
Never make it up. Yeah.
And so what we do is we kind of, even if we just hold steady, so the children don't fall back. When they come back to August, they're ready to hit the ground running. So we still do that. Our big wrap-up party is July 25th, a Wednesday at the City Park.
Okay.
I'll be there in the dunking booth, so kids can take all the shots they want.
Oh, come on out. Yeah, get to know him personally.
Yes. Loosen up your arms.
We hope the water's warm.
Yes, so do I. So do I. So.
But that'll be the whole wrap up for this year then.
Yes, and instead, we'll have, events and games and some food. So we're hoping that we get a good turnout. We're closing the library facility so that the staff can help out. We're really excited about it for this year. We're really hoping to have a big turnout and make a big thing for the children.
Okay. And we got less than a minute. Anything you want to say in closing?
No, I'd just like to say, the Guernsey County Public Library is your library. We're here to serve you. I hope to see you there. If we can do stuff for you, we'd be glad to, but please check us out. And, we'll be trying to do new things as the years develop. And so I hope you kind of keep an eye on us, and we'll try to get the word out to you.
All right, this guy's passionate about the library, and that's a great thing. Michael Limer, the brand new director at the Guernsey County District Library. Pleasure to meet you, and thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me. I really
and
appreciate
we
it.
will be back with more Talk of the Town right after this.
Talk of the Town will be right back.
Learning Jungle on Main Street, formerly Main Street School Supply, is located in downtown Cambridge, just west of the courthouse on Wheeling Avenue. They have a huge selection full of educational resources and toys that teach as well as entertain. They feature a large inventory of gifts for children of all ages, and you just have to check out their selection of stuffed animals, puppets, games, and so much more. The Learning Jungle on Main Street, downtown Cambridge, has layaway for your convenience and is the area's only specialty toy store. A world of knowledge is waiting for you at their front door.
The Old Country Loft in Byesville is full of quality country primitives and a whole lot more. Ruth Dixon and her crew bring you the things you need to decorate your home with country charm and warmth. The Old Country Loft, corner of Main and Glass Avenue, Byesville.
Cambridge is more than just a town. This is our home.
Supporting downtown Cambridge means shopping at the places we love with the people we love.
For the stuff we can't get anywhere else.
Food that tastes like home.
And personal service from people who know your name.
The money we spend here will keep our town growing.
Let's all shop small for our town.
The home we love.
And the uniqueness that makes Cambridge
a
great place to live, work, and play.
Check out Talk of the Town on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/YRPTV and be sure to subscribe.
Welcome back, and thanks for watching Talk of the Town. Always a pleasure to introduce to you the Executive Director at the Guernsey County Community Improvement Corporation, Mr. Norm Blanchard. You don't get a welcome like that everywhere.
I don't get it anywhere sometimes.
So how are you, and how are things?
I'm not doing bad. For a senior citizen, I get it. I'm still, my son-in-law, he says, you're pretty spry for your age. So
I actually just took advantage of my first discount on golf.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it was great.
Yeah. Hey, I take advantage wherever I can.
Well, we're not talking about golfer age. We're talking about community improvement. How are things going?
You know what, Perry, in general, and our job, of course, is to solicit new business. Mm-hmm. But on the other hand, I feel much better about the ones that we have. The jobs that you create are generally created by people already here. And over the last month or so, I visited 11 of our different companies. Boy, just pleased that they're just all doing really well.
That's great news.
It really is. I mean, most of them are adding, not a lot, maybe 2 or 3 jobs, 4 or 5. There's one that's adding 20. They've got a lot of, I mean, it's interesting when you go to these companies. For example, Centria. There's not a major stadium in the United States that doesn't have Centria coil coatings in the stadium.
Oh, is that right?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Well, I mean, you get these tidbits. You get like Cambridge Packaging started in Dick Nellinger's basement. Now they service the whole eastern United States. And you just go, AMG Vanadium. They have a corner of the market now. Their largest, I believe they would say the largest vanadium plant.
And right here in Guernsey County.
And right here in Guernsey County. You got Carey, Byesville. They make slushies and for company, I guess they don't like you to talk about the vendors, but they'll tell me who they are. And you're drinking it all over the world. They have vendors over in China, Japan.
Wow.
And it comes out of people complain about Byesville water. Well, they're drinking it in Japan.
Good point.
So, I mean, just you go from one company to another and they're successful. And that's what we really want. We want to keep the ones we have here.
This is a good time for somebody who wants to work. Is that correct?
Oh, it really is. And that is a serious issue. And it's not only here, but we have that every time you have discussion with these guys, they'll tell you, with the plant managers, that you get people to come in, they'll come in for the interview, but then you say, okay, we work 8-hour days, so I can't work 8 hours. I'm not, or I can't work Saturdays, or I can't work evenings. I was mentioning to you before, we had one plant manager had 20 temps were scheduled to come on an evening shift. Not one showed up.
Not one of them.
Not one.
Gee, that's unreal.
Yeah. Most of the plant managers will tell you they're happy with the workforce that they have. The tax break that the president brought in, $1,000 raise to several of the companies. They did a real good job of taking care of their people, but it's just hard to get new people that really want to work. And
for those who want to work or are looking for a job, what kind of stuff is available?
You've got everything from, I mean, of course, the ones they're really hurting for are the higher skills, and that's where education comes in. If you get qualified as a computer operator or a mechanic, but a lot of entry level. I mean, there's a lot of things, and the thing that we're trying to get across to our young people is that there are many. Carey is one of them. Quanex is another. They will give you tuition assistance. If your goal is to go to college and you don't have the money, you can get jobs at these places that will actually help with your tuition while you're working. And so you got to look into that. We're creating a website called Careers in My Community, and you may have had some discussion on Talk of the Town with Chris Keeler from the ESC. The objective of that is to let our young people know that, look, you don't have to leave. There's stuff for you right here. Some of it you're going to need to get education. Some of it may just be certification, but there are good jobs here.
Well, and there's something to say for staying home and having a good job. I mean, that's the best of both worlds, because a lot of people don't want to leave.
They don't. And you know what happens, Perry? And it happens everywhere. I came from Weirton, West Virginia, a small town like this. Everybody will tell you there's a brain drain. The kids perceive to have more opportunities in a larger city. Our drain is over to Columbus a lot. Well, and certainly there are opportunities, but if you talk to people in Columbus or Pittsburgh, wherever, they have the same problem. They cannot fill positions. People can't pass a drug test or they don't want to work. And so that's a difficult hurdle for us. And we're trying to find ways to make sure that the kids who do want to work realize the opportunities that are right here. And there are a lot of them.
Well, that's really great to know. Really is. There are. Where do things stand with the Potter Davis building?
Well, we don't have enough time. Well, the story there, it's gone on way longer than we had thought it would go. And the reason, it's a very convoluted funding. We have state tax credits, federal tax credits, West Banco loan, Community Industrial Association has a loan there, Jobs Ohio has a grant. Well, all this had to come into either a public or a private entity. So we created the Cambridge Renaissance LLC.
Okay.
Well, now that changes all of the documentation that goes into this. And everybody who participates wants to protect their own interest. Well, they're doing that, but I do a document that I think is good. I give it to you and say, would you review this, Perry, and see if it works for you? Okay for you. You look at it and you say, no, I got to change this. Okay. 2 weeks later, I get it back from you. That changed. I send it to another lawyer, and they say, no, we can't handle that.
You can't do that.
And so we're circulating documents. It's really, really frustrating. It's gonna happen. It'll happen. It's just we have to close on the loan, and there's just a billion documents. It seems like we're signing to try to get that done.
You are now well versed in red tape, or you're not?
I'm so well versed I don't read it anymore. We have a lawyer. I said, your job is to make sure I stay out of jail. So
you know what? That's a great thing, Norm. I'm telling you, it is.
Well, for the price they charge, they ought to go to jail.
That's a whole nother story for another show.
There you go.
Let's finish up talking about the power station. We got a couple minutes.
Sure. The power station, you may have read in the paper. They are going to I know they're going to extend. They were going to start the groundbreaking in October. That now has been moved back to March of next year.
Okay.
And it's nothing that's going to stop the project. Here again, now you're looking at $1.5 billion, 15 financial institutions.
Same a lot of thing on a bigger scale.
It absolutely is. There's a lot of issues with the ground they've got to work out. But they're two of the most positive people I've ever seen. And they work through every one of these. There's just a hurdle that they have to cover, and without these things, AEP negotiations aren't going as fast as they would like. Of course, Briseville has stepped up and put the water line in for them already. So, and obviously Rolling Hills, it's important to them because they're going to depend on that money. Mm-hmm. They have a window of opportunity where they can get money from the state. That percentage drops at a certain date. So we have to try to get them covered also. So they're
okay.
And so their interest is having that close as soon as possible.
Okay.
So
there you go. You know everything now that's going on in Guernsey County.
Yeah,
there's a lot going on. And my heart is warm just knowing that there's work available for people who want to work. That's a great thing.
Perry, there really is, and I'm telling you, they're nice jobs. We don't have dirty manufacturing anymore.
Sure.
You go in, you're in a clean environment.
Yeah.
The management we got, I think, is strong. Quanex, they've doubled in size over the last couple of years.
Okay.
So there's a lot of opportunity out there if you go after it, but you got to want it.
Yeah.
That's our issue. There's a lot of training programs, but you got to want them.
Okay, a lot of positives. Came out of this. So there are a lot of positive things here in Guernsey County.
Absolutely.
Norm Blanchard, always a pleasure to
Same
talk
here,
to
Perry.
you. And we'll see you next time.
All right. Well, anytime you're ready.
All right, we'll be back with more Talk of the Town right after this.
We'll be right back with more Talk of the Town. Bundy Law Funeral Home has worked since 1924 to earn the confidence of the families they have served and continue their commitment to the community. They offer a complete range of quality services, from funerals to cremation, and honor all faiths and customs. The staff at Bundy Law understands you need to know all the available options to make the right decisions for your family. A price list is available upon request, and they invite your comparisons. You will make the right choice when you choose Bundy Law Funeral Home.
Cambridge is more than just a town. This is our home.
Supporting downtown Cambridge means shopping at the places we love with the people we love.
For the stuff we can't get anywhere else.
Food that tastes like home.
And personal service from people who know your name.
The money we spend here will keep our town growing.
Let's all shop small for our town.
The home we love.
And the uniqueness that makes Cambridge
a great place to live, work, and play.
U.S. Bank is the 5th largest bank in the country, and while being recognized nationally for their strength and stability, they continue to provide hometown service. At U.S. Bank, they provide a variety of products and services for your consumer and small business needs, such as free checking with internet banking, loans and lines of credit, and free financial planning services. At U.S. Bank, they're proud to support the growth and development of their communities by helping local business owners achieve success.
For a show schedule of upcoming guests and to watch past episodes, go to yourradioplace.com.
Welcome back to Talk of the Town, coming to you from the U.S. Bank Studio in beautiful downtown Cambridge. Well, we would like to offer you a segment straight from the AVC vaults, So we're setting the Wayback Machine to the early 90s. Early 90s were like the big hair and all that kind of stuff. What we want to do is bring you a retro promotional segment featuring Sue Dodd, local artist and just a wonderful person. Her son Craig did the voiceover and Amy Stillion did the filming. So here we go.
Artist and muralist Sue Dodd was born in 1941 in the small town of Rochester, Ohio in Noble County, the daughter of Glenn and Ruth Wheeler. The family moved elsewhere, as did many other families over the years, until the town was mostly unpopulated and no longer existed. This home on National Road east of New Concord, Ohio, was the family home when Sue graduated from high school and went on to Carnegie College in Cleveland. Sue had to take leave from school long enough to recover from a brief illness. While on leave, she busied herself by painting her first mural. She was inspired by the beauty of the scenes she saw in the movie The World of Susie Wong and fashioned this mural after a picture that was printed on an old jewelry box. This scene and her dreams of faraway places proved to be very healing. Sue did a lot of artwork over the years that followed, including several theater backdrops for producer Alice Mock. Sue was commissioned to paint this mural at the New Concord Library, as well as 4 other murals in the Muskingum County Library District. These murals and Sue's newfound self-confidence for painting things she had never painted were the direct result of Mock's belief in Sue's ability as an artist. The art can sometimes say something about the artist, and in this mural it does. The 4 muskies are symbolic of Sue's 4 sons. The animals were intended to have a tenderness to reinforce peaceful feelings in the children that view the work, and the message to read was meant to encourage children to explore the many worlds that exist within books. This is the former Westland Elementary School, and for a time, the home of Sue and her family. Every member of the family attended school here at one time or another. Aside from sentimental reasons, it was a very involved undertaking to transform this discarded building into something almost palatial. This roomy family compound was home base to Sue while she completed 15 murals in the surrounding area. Forest of Dreams is the title of this mural located in the Maysville Library. It features a giraffe that is reaching high, reflecting Sue's desire to make each mural better than her last. It is also a subtle motivator for children to set high standards for themselves. An artist has to be able to be pleased with their own work, and that can sometimes be frustrating. Now and again, something happens on the canvas that is completely satisfying, even if it is a single element like the eye on this kangaroo, which Sue found very gratifying. At the Dresden Library is this mural entitled That Which is Good, Pleasant, and Plentiful. It features the animals that Sue used throughout her series of library murals. The ready-to-read rabbit was greatly influenced by Beatrice Potter. Whimsical, reflective, encouraging. Hide and Seek, the mural at the John McIntyre Library in Zanesville, includes an endearing collection of animals from around the world and some from our own backyard. Representations of the artist's own grandchildren are featured. This mural also features the walleye. Sue had to paint around the hardware that existed on her canvas, so she incorporated the existing shape in her painting. She looked at the obstacle as a challenge, and the result was a uniquely textured addition to her mural. Necessity is truly the mother of invention. Sue was commissioned to paint this mural in the nursery at the Methodist Church in New Concord, Ohio. The story of Noah and his ark is a popular and familiar tale. She used her familiarity with this story and her belief in God's promises to paint this mural that features animals descending from the ark. With this depiction, there is a sense of future, a sense of hope for the future, and this thing lies somewhere over the rainbow. We lose our need to worry about the future when we realize that we've made it this far. This mural at the Living Word Amphitheater in Cambridge was inspired by Sue's love for the works of Tiffany. Her passion for his art is represented in the simulated stained glass scene in the center of the amphitheater's palace backdrop. Sue's fascination with the Orient was expressed in her first mural so many years ago, and that fascination lived on for many years. Among the few murals she was commissioned to paint in Chinese restaurants was this one in Elm Grove, West Virginia. The Great Wall of China embodied everything mystical about the Far East for her, and this painting catalyzed the closeness she had for that corner of the world. She eventually found herself in a situation where she was able to travel to Hong Kong. Accepting this opportunity satisfied her curiosity about Eastern culture and ended a period in her progression as an artist that included a significant amount of work featuring Oriental themes. Sue had painted for Alice Mock in the past, and destiny afforded her the opportunity to paint for Alice again. Mock was on the committee that commissioned Sue to paint the Bicentennial Blowout. This 4,000 square foot mural in the Colony Square Mall was begun 4 days after the decision was made to have it done. Such a large canvas and a looming deadline raised the intimidating question, where to begin? The obvious answer was at the beginning. Modern malls are the evolution of smaller stores that tried to stock everything that was available to the consumer. Sue recalled the country store that her grandparents once owned and blended this memory with the modern passers-by in the mall. She painted a frame of aged parchment to help the viewer remember that they were looking back in time to the days before malls were even thought of. While this piece was being completed, there were an average of 1,200 people per day passing by, most with questions, and 200 hours later, this mural was completed. This mural was painted as a fundraiser for the Starlight School in Zanesville. Catch a Shining Star provided the opportunity for interested individuals to sponsor an element within the mural. The proceeds were used to ground equipment. The Zanesville Chamber of Commerce commissioned Sue to create this Santa City for the entertainment of children. Cardboard, paint, and other simple materials were used to develop this three-dimensional scene. Christmas music and elves to hand out candy made this holiday setting complete for the children who came to experience it. This mural in the Hughes home in New Concord presented the artist with several interesting challenges. A mural that developed out of the wallpaper on the adjoining walls, colors that were mostly pastel, and the need for a scene that was pleasing to the owners who would view it daily. Sue titled this mural, "In My Garden."
Hey, that was pretty cool. I mean, that's retro. You know, we love retro. And even though we're no longer technically Community TV 2, we're shifting everything to YRP TV, we still offer these video services to you if you need them. Just call 740-432-5605 and talk with Adam. All right, back to wrap it all up after this.
We'll be right back with more Talk of the Town.
Learning Jungle on Main Street, formerly Main Street School Supply, is located in downtown Cambridge, just west of the courthouse on Wheeling Avenue. They have a huge selection full of educational resources and toys that teach as well as entertain. They feature a large inventory of gifts for children of all ages, and you just have to check out their selection of stuffed animals, puppets, games, and so much more. The Learning Jungle on Main Street, downtown Cambridge, has layaway for your convenience and is the area's only specialty toy store. A world of knowledge is waiting for you at their front door. U.S. Bank is the 5th largest bank in the country, and while being recognized nationally for their strength and stability, they continue to provide hometown service. At U.S. Bank, they provide a variety of products and services for your consumer and small business needs, such as free checking with internet banking, loans and lines of credit, and free financial planning services. At U.S. Bank, they're proud to support the growth and development of their communities by helping local business owners achieve success.
Bundy Law Funeral Home has worked since 1924 to earn the confidence of the families they have served and continue their commitment to the community. They offer a complete range of quality services, from funerals to cremation, and honor all faiths and customs. The staff at Bundy Law understands you need to know all the available options to make the right decisions for your family. A price list is available upon request, and they invite your comparisons. You will make the right choice when you choose Bundy Law Funeral Home.
That is going to do it for this edition of Talk of the Town. Thank you for watching, and thanks to our guests, Michael Limer, Norm Blanchard, and Sue Dodd, from back in the early 90s, and everybody who had a hand in that. Hey, just a reminder, in case you haven't heard, the viaduct in Cambridge is going to be closed until September 30th for repair and paving. So, you know, the sign's right back here. It says road work ahead. You're going to have to go some other way, so I just wanted to remind you of that, okay? Okay, for producer, director Adam Green, I'm Perry Baranish. We'll see you next time on Talk of the Town.